if you grow a garden, we're seeing more and more stories of city councils or housing authorities or homeowner associations telling you you can't grow a garden in your front yard because it's not aesthetically pleasing to the rest of the community. Well, fuck the community. I don't give a fuck what you think. And they've got people so convinced that they pay housing association fees for people to tell them this shit. I mean, if you get locked into these contracts. Well, you signed a contract, you must honor it. Well, yeah, I signed a contract. Maybe that was when I didn't know they were going to start infusing GMOs into all of our food, and I don't want that shit. So I'd rather grow organic food myself. And maybe I'm not capable, maybe I don't have a backyard, or I'm not able to grow the food in the backyard, so I got to do it in my front yard. And now you're going to tell me I can't? Fuck you. Yes, I will. And you're telling me, because democracy, you have the right to send a police officer to my door and say, no, you can't do this or I'm going to write you a ticket. Well, I don't think you have the right to write me a ticket, so I'm not going to pay that ticket. Well, what happens if I don't pay that ticket? Then he comes with handcuffs in his hands and says, I'm going to throw you in a cage because you didn't pay your ticket. Well, if I didn't want to pay the ticket, I'm certainly not going to be copacetic with you putting me in a fucking chains and locking me in a cage. So no, I'm gonna fucking resist that too. And if I resist, you're gonna try to punch me, tase me, or as we see all too often these days, fucking shoot me and kill me. And this is a sane society? So what this brings me to is individual will, individual choice. And kind of like that guy was saying, using our energy to decide our own path. That's free energy, free will. Free energy is free will to use your energy how you decide. And anybody that tries to tell me different that's wrong. You cannot tell me my path. And maybe that's what we're here for, is just our own individual path, each to decide for our own. It is such an oxymoron for people how this can claim to be a Christian nation, to know the story of the Garden of Eden and that was all about free will. Well, what's that? What did that story teach us? That evil is prevalent, evil will present itself, and once it's there, it's up to you to decide with your free will which path you will take. But then you're gonna say a government has a right to dictate what that is and isn't for you? That's totally contradictory to the supposed gods you worship and say you have faith in. You must not have much faith because you let your government contradict it constantly and tell you you have no right to free will. Tell you that your God's laws are wrong and you should follow his laws, and you do it voluntarily, but still purport to worship a god and have free will. The fuck you do? I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't. It's just the way it is. And I struggle with it myself too. It's the hypocrisy we struggle with. And maybe it's all about the journey, all about the balance. I myself get caught up in the trap of a lot of times thinking I can save the world and show the world that it can be a better place. Well, if there's a heaven, for those that believe in heaven and hell, then heaven wasn't meant to be here, and it's not a realistic goal, and I got to check myself on that constantly and remind myself I'm never gonna make the world some utopia. I think the world is about that balance. I think Dustin was exactly right. You have to have evil to have good. And it's all about our individual choice of choosing that path. And some will choose good, some will choose evil. Some of us, all of us, at some point choose a good thing or a bad thing. None of us are perfect. None of us always make the best choice, the right choice. Even religious people will tell you, we all sin. Well, you're right. Can't get away from it. At some point in time, we all sin, more than once even. So it's all maybe about true selfishness. And what is that? You have to be accountable for your life, your choices, your path you choose. And whether you think that's to a God after you die, or maybe you think there is no God and the lights just go out, well, you still have a choice to live your life. If someone came to me and said, you know what, here's proof, and they could show me some absolute proof that when you die, the lights just go out and that's it, I would like to think that I'm still going to live my life the way I have. I'm not going to change, because I do, as frustrated and angry as I seem out here, I also try to laugh and make people laugh. I have to tell people when they say, you're so funny or you make me laugh, that's the best compliment I can receive, because I love that. I love to make people laugh, and I love to laugh with people. And so I'd like to think that wouldn't change, even if the lights went out. I thought for the longest time that's what I thought. Now I tend to think that this is just a physical realm, and maybe we come back repeatedly to try to learn the same lesson. Maybe it's a one shot in this realm to learn a certain lesson, to show you the balance of good and evil, and how everything has, and it's your free will choice to choose one path or the other, and then maybe you move on to another realm. Some people believe you come back to this realm and keep doing it till you get it right. I don't know, honestly, but I just feel no matter which it is, I'm doing what's right for me and what feels right for me. Some people choose the evil path because that feels right for them. So I constantly make the mistake of thinking I have the right to choose that, make that choice for them, and they're doing wrong. Well, they're doing right by them, and they're actually kind of doing right by the world, because without evil, there isn't good. And maybe these are the terms where a necessary evil comes from, you know? And so that's, I guess, my message today is, it really is about balance. That, I mean, have we ever had a government or leaders that come on the scene that are campaigning and be like, I am going to make this the most fucked up place you could imagine. I'm starting fucking wars. I'm going to kill anybody that doesn't agree with me. Now, hope and cheese. No, they come out and tell you, oh, I'm gonna do everything good by you. I'm gonna do everything you want. I'll make it great. Follow me. I got the answers. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear, pleasingly. They're gonna be the nice guy. And maybe some of them throughout history have had even good intentions of that. But it never stays that way. It never stays that way. It's always corrupted. If we are to believe anything of the history that we've been taught, is the governments always fail, because they always end up being selfish, bureaucratic, self-serving. You know, they serve their peers. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when you get these people that jump from corporation to government to corporation and just ping pong back and forth, who do you think they're serving? Their peers in those corporations. They're not serving you.
Get real, people. Until you denounce government for the evil entity it is, you are not awake. You are still trying to get people to settle for the lesser of an evil that is actually the worst evil that's ever existed. Government kills more people than any disease, any war, anything on this planet. And it is always corrupted. Whether it be your lifetime, your kid's lifetime, or their kid's lifetime. So do you care nothing about what the system, the society, the government you'll set up for them will bring upon them? Why can't you just be free? You're such critical thinkers, and you can take care of yourself, but we have to have government. We have to have God. It is maddening, you people that think you're awake and still support government. I was just watching a video saying, we have to get back to the republic, the same republic that's poisoning you with the fluoride and the vaccines and the chemtrails that you're bitching about? That's your government doing that, people! And just because if you get back to this great constitutional government, it wasn't doesn't mean it's not going to be corrupted again at some point to do the same thing. Get it through your head.